On the edge of the Yorkshire Moors is the picturesque town of Kirby Moorside, home to auctioneer Angus Ashworth.
Now, this is a good thing. I know a lot of you in here own Ferraris.
He's on a mission to help celebrities.
Welcome to Pal Towers.
Blimey, that was a knock.
Nice to see you.
And
Come
you.
on in.
Hello.
Turn prized possessions collected over their lives
And these are potentially to go, are they?
Yeah, absolutely.
So that's a bit weird.
into piles of cash.
If we auction this, we're going to go halves on the profit.
Come along as he visits their homes.
Basically, my home is your home.
Anything that doesn't fix cars can go.
You can assure me you're actually an auctioneer. This isn't some weird burglary or something.
And uses his expert knowledge
If this is right, this could be something very special.
to uncover hidden gems,
The table at the back, I like more than anything else.
Yeah.
sentimental family heirlooms,
This is a problem when your mum and dad keep everything.
and the super strange.
So, how do you have Houdini's sack?
Then invites them back to his Yorkshire Auction House, where he sells their unwanted treasures
1,800 for Lawrence's pumpkin.
and makes them lots and lots of money.
Yes, thank you very much indeed.
All right, Gary, I've got a surprise for you.
Absolute classic is that.
See, I can ride a bike, can't I?
The auction house sees many British-made classics come through its doors. Refined, almost perfectly collectibles that just get better with age. A bit like the gentleman Angus is off to see today.
Right, Angus.
Very well, yeah. Just checking an address. I've got a bit of a long drive.
Oh, where are you
down-
going to?
I'm going down to the Cotswolds. I'm quite excited, actually, because I'm going to Lawrence Llewellyn-Bowen's house.
Yes, Lawrence Llewellyn-Bowen, the king of interior design. Known for his flamboyant personality and maximalist tastes, Lawrence shot to stardom in the 90s with the BBC home makeover show Changing Rooms. He has since appeared in countless TV shows, educating the nation on how to banish the beige.
I am Lawrence Llewellyn-Bowen. Yes, I am that bloke off the telly. Weirdly, I'm still here.
You really want to go, don't you?
Yeah, I do.
Go on then, Jack. Let's get in the van.
It's a 200-mile journey south to Lawrence's home in Gloucestershire.
Lawrence Llewellyn-Bowen. He'd be an interesting character to meet. See what he's like in real life. But I'm interested to see his house.
I'm really looking forward to it.
Might give me some inspiration for my 1970s bungalow a little. Yeah.
How's this for inspiration, Angus? Lawrence's home is a 16th century Grade II listed manor house.
We moved to this house in the Cotswolds in 2007. So, 16 years, 17 years, something like that. Your Earth years all run together as far as I'm concerned. Now, it very much operates as a homestead. Both our daughters are back home with husbands and with 3 grandchildren. So I came up with the idea of subdividing the house and for me and Jackie to live in this bit, the old bit. This house is absolutely stuffed to the gunnels with stuff. And I felt it was rather nice to bring in Angus.
Oh my God, is that it? That's it. That's his house. Look at that. Oh, I'm in love already.
We have got to get rid of things. This is a bit of a toe in the water. I've got a horrible feeling that we're going to get a taste for it and end up emptying the house and suddenly waking up minimalists, which is perhaps my worst nightmare. Blimey, that was a knock. It's an old house, you know.
I know. We've been admiring it. It's
The whole
amazing.
thing was shaking like this. It's obviously a kind of bluff Yorkshire ways.
That's Jack.
Yeah, I must come in this way.
Thank you.
Have a seat.
Thank you very much.
Try and
Hello.
work round the dog.
Hello. How is it that we can help?
Jackie and I, we're hitting 60, and we've decided that we want to downsize into that side of the house And then our youngest daughter and her family is going to occupy this side of the house.
Right.
We have a lot of stuff that's probably not going to make it. You know, I'm going to have to explain to these objects that it's really not them, it's me. It's if I've moved on.
I'm sure they'll take it well. Shall I leave you in here, Jack?
Yeah, I think that's probably a good
Lawrence,
idea.
I'd love a tour of that.
Well, come on.
Yeah,
Come this
thank
way.
you.
I do rather like to describe myself as the original gangster of maximalism. I mean, let's face it, there's an enormous amount of frilly china in this house. I mean, I always describe it as the exhibition of you, all the things that, you know, fit together to make up you and your imagination.
Here's something that doesn't leave much to the imagination.
So that's a bit weird. That's a painting that I did years and years and years ago. It's the sort of thing that I think an interior decorator would quite
it's
like.
a classical image, isn't it?
Classical
You know?
image, quite erotic.
Mm-hmm.
It's a good colour palette. You know, you can imagine that being something that would work very well in a kind of a swanky Yorkshire drawing room.
Well, we've got a lot of big stately homes up there. Have you always painted then? Has that always been a passion?
Well, that's where I started. Weirdly, I always wanted to be a barrister. I think that's because I was drawn to the monochromatic wardrobe and the crazy little wig. And I then decided I would, after all, go to art school. And I did fine art. And it's from that I then, you know, reincarnated, sloughed into being an interior designer. I am now painting again. I've got a big exhibition coming out this year. No pressure.
Right.
You know,
Yeah. Well, that can certainly go on the van.
the second most fancy thing in this room, obviously apart from us,
Yeah.
is this bed, this Napoleonic bed.
Right.
And I assume it's a campaign piece of furniture in that it bolts together relatively quickly. So, you know, there you were, you Napoleonic general, you were going from battle to battle with a bed, you know, on the back of a pack horse.
Campaign, I mean, I love campaign furniture.
Yeah.
You know, very square form, how it packs together, but a style in its own right.
We bought the bed when we were in Greenwich. It was very much part of our London house. We have lots and lots of sort of family memories of, you know, the children unwrapping Christmas presents and goodness knows what, you know, elderly spaniels having slight bladder issues on it. You know, a lovely thing. I'm not really selling it now, am I? Maybe I should have stopped a little earlier.
Yes, that's quite enough provenance for now, Lawrence.
So I'll just leave you to go free range. if that's all
Fantastic.
right.
I love it. I'm going to wander around your house and we'll see what we can do. The house is just stunning. There's loads of things that have caught my eye. What a fascinating guy Lawrence is. He's pretty funny too. So I think we're going to have a great day. I'm going to enjoy this. And as much as he'll let me, I'm going to fill that van.
Angus seems pleased. Bookworm Jack has also found his happy place.
All right, Angus. He's got some fantastic books.
So what will we...
Well, we've got here 2 volumes of armorial families, so it's about the family crests.
Family coats of arms date back to medieval times when designs were used on armour or shields to help identify knights in battle. These designs later became hereditary for the nobility and were passed down through families.
But it's all symbolic, isn't it?
Completely. I mean, you know, some of them they'll have a harp on for some reason to do related to either Ireland or to music.
Or sometimes you have a gauntlet, which probably means that they've had some military or service.
These are done by Fox Davies. This is the 1930 edition, that's the 1929 one.
Not hugely relatable to the modern day market, but certainly going to be of interest to people.
Oh, yes, completely. I mean, help people who are interested in art and architecture, in history.
I mean, fantastic. Well done, Jack. I'll leave you to it. Good, interesting bit.
Yeah.
It's not just books in here. Aside from Dillis, one of the Llewellyn Bowen clan's dogs, there are various curios and a lamp to get on the van. And Angus's search is bearing even more fruit. Or maybe it's a vegetable.
Do you know what? I absolutely love this. This is Kate Malone, who is an incredibly well-known modern ceramic artist and has a lot of large pieces, a lot of public works, used a lot of lovely coloured glazes, and a recent Kate Malone pumpkin that came up for auction that was one of a run of 30, made several hundred. So it's just a great decorative piece. And, you know, I quite like it.
Nice find. I wonder, does it change into anything at midnight? If it does, Lawrence has an outfit to make Prince Charming eat his heart out.
Just wondering, what about a suit?
Oh, wow.
This is one of my designs as well.
Okay.
and it's monogrammed. I mean, if nothing else, it gives the serious collector an opportunity of getting something that has potentially got quite high loadings of my DNA.
Yes.
Might need to get that one dry cleaned, Angus.
I mean, to be fair, though, most people know you for your outfits, don't they?
Yeah, I always felt very strongly that I was always going to be who I am on television. I never felt I needed to be anybody else. Wear something different, say something different, behave in a different way.
But you're still loving it.
Well, listen, one of the things I really love is the fact that I'm a celebrity for actually doing my job.
Yeah. Right, well, I'll go hang this up on the van. I might try that on when I get home.
I think that's, you're basically Yorkshire's answer to Casanova in that, mate.
I'll let you know on sale, though.
Yeah, indeed.
With a long journey back to Kirby Moorside ahead of them, Jack and Angus get the last few items loaded up. It's not a huge haul, but at least Angus has helped Lawrence begin the process of decluttering.
We are actually all packed up, ready to go.
Marvellous is like shopping in reverse. I very much look forward to refilling the house up by everything I buy at the auction.
I'll hold you to that.
Perfect. Nice to see you.
Brilliant, thanks.
Happy trails. I always find auctions incredibly exhilarating. It's been a long time since I've sold myself in an auction to this extent, but I think it's going to be very, very exciting indeed.
Lawrence has been fantastic. He's not famous for being famous. It's because he's good at what he does. And I've got a challenge ahead of me now to show that I'm good at what I do. It's hard to pick out, I think, a star lot out of it. Potentially, actually, his artwork. You know, he is a big name, and it could be an investment for the future for somebody. Potentially, that could do really well.
Remember, Angus, Lawrence has a big exhibition coming up. It could be embarrassing for both of you if you can't sell that painting.
Oh, fresh air. It is melting in that van.
After his long, hot drive back from Gloucestershire, expert art valuer Charlotte is on hand to help Angus unload Lawrence's things.
There is something on it that you quite like, because you did history of art.
I did, yeah.
He started painting again, but this is one of his earlier works.
Let's have a look. Oh, wow.
It was entitled Dreamer.
Dreamer, okay.
And she looks like she's in a dream, doesn't she?
She does, yeah. Fast asleep.
There's no time for snoozing today, as there's work to be done. Over the next 2 weeks, everything will need to be researched, photographed and entered into the auction catalogue to attract as many bidders from around the world as possible.
So, Lawrence was sold this as a campaign bed, but this to me, it doesn't look like the kind of stuff that you can knock down, does it?
Sale room manager Jeremy has called in specialist valuer and French furniture expert Chris to help him debunk Lawrence's campaign bed theory.
I mean, you spend a lot of time in France.
Yes.
So what would you say if you saw that bed?
I would say that's a French Empire style kind of bed ends, basically.
Classic, isn't it? Yeah. Yeah, absolute classic. Yeah, yeah.
Not a campaign bed per se, but a bed made in the French Empire style that flourished in the first 15 years of 19th century France during the rule of Napoleon.
Well, I think we'll get it away, though, because the people do like them. It's just a bit different, aren't they?
It is, and like I say, it's got style. There's something to it, you know, without being overboard.
Great.
Anyway.
Yeah.
All right, I'll
We'll
see
see
you
how it
too.
goes.
All right,
All
cheers,
right,
Jeremy.
thanks a lot.
Thank you.
But there was more to this job than art and furniture.
This is beautiful.
There's antique collectibles too.
I love cloisonné ware. It's an intricate pattern of metalware that's then flooded with enamels to create this beautiful piece. Cloisonné ware has been around a long time. There's early bits that date back to the ancient Egyptians, early civilization. But it was the Chinese that really mastered it. However, Lawrence's has been prone to damage. We can see along the bottom here, it's got all corroded. This probably dates from the early parts of the 20th century. It's a lovely piece. It's most probably Chinese in its origin. And even with the damage at the bottom, I think it's still a nice piece.
Lawrence has made the journey up to Kirby Moorside to see his things go under the gavel.
Morning.
Look at
Well,
you.
I thought I'd make a sort of LLB effort.
You look like a squire for hire.
Are you looking forward to it, Lawrence?
Well, I mean, I've never sold my goods and chattels in such a public way before.
I'm sure you'll be fine. While we're here, we'll just get you to give us some vision on the interiors of the sale room, I
Delighted
think.
to, absolutely delighted to. And you can get mates rates, £47,000. That's fine.
Right.
He's joking, folks. I'm sure he is.
It's sort of a little bit exciting. It's a bit like having a flutter on the GGs. In fact, I don't do much gambling, but the last time I felt this giddy, I think I would put it all on red in Monte Carlo. If today's clutter does well, then it may very well be the first of many auctions with Angus.
I think I'm under the microscope here. I think Lawrence is judging me. Can I do a good job? Can his things sell well at auction? I hope so, because I want to go back to his house. Hopefully, you know, he's going to be going away happy, and I'm going to be looking a bit more stylish. That was my Lawrence impression.
It's time for Angus to show Lawrence what he can do. Jasper and Jack will be overseeing today's internet bids, and Sam is in charge of portering duties. As everyone settles into their seats, Angus is ready and waiting to start the auction.
Here we go, we're on to this fantastic collection, come out of one of the finest houses I've ever been in on this job. It was gorgeous, absolutely gorgeous. Interiors were pretty good as well, actually.
Shucks.
First up, it's Lawrence's suit.
But I'm quite chuffed because it fits me like a glove, this jacket.
It does, it's got 5 legs.
Right, here we go.
You should
buy it then. Come on.
You should buy it. Come on, here it goes. Oh, my goodness me.
There you go.
Do you often strip off?
Yes, quite regularly.
He works hard for his commission, doesn't he?
I do. Look at that! Look at that! So, you know.
It's magic.
Right, where it should be? For the LLB suit. £50 start me for the LLB suit. 50 I'm bid at £50 at 50 it is then at £50 it is then 5 60 is it now?
There's an online bidder, and in the room, Chris looks keen too.
At 55, 60 at £60 at 65, 70 is it now at 70. Well, all the staff are going to have a go now.
Oh, there we go. Look.
Ooh, can you go on and do it up?
Literally everyone that puts it on looks amazing.
Yeah, it's like a magic jacket.
It is a
fits
magic
anyone.
jacket.
At 75 I'm bid at 75 it is then at 75. 80 pounds it is. 80 it is then at 80 pounds it is then. We're all done for the suit at 80 pounds. I'd say you're going to wear that on your next date, that, Chris. You'll be all right.
He looks great.
Yeah, at 80 pounds. At 80 I'm going to sell it. 80.
Looks like Lawrence will be leaving some of his sartorial elegance here in Yorkshire.
It's nice to know it's being released into the wild and used by gentlemen that really need it.
Next up, something less decadent, but still très chic.
Lawrence's bed.
Yes. It can tell a few tales.
Yeah. £50 start me. 50. Oh, 50 straight in at £50 it is, then at £50 at 50 at 50. Surely, ladies and gentlemen, for Lawrence's bed.
Imagine the role playing you can do.
At £50 at 50 it is. At £50 at 50 at £50.
A bidder in America will be curling up in Lawrence's old bed.
Super.
The next lot should wake things up a bit. It's Lawrence's oil painting, entitled Dreamer.
You painted this some time ago, didn't you?
Yeah, I think it was not long after I left art school. Testing the market with this one. Let's see if it's time for a new career for LLB.
Let's see. I've got £600 bid. At 600 opening bid at 600. 620. At 620, 640, 660, 680, 700.
There's 2 internet bidders after this one.
720, 740, 760, 780, 800. £800 it is then, at £800. We're all done, framed and mounted. I'm selling then at £800.
That new career as an artist is off to a flying start, Lawrence.
Oh, that's good enough. I'm turning away from television celebrity and welcoming the call of the artistic world.
Over the next 7 minutes, Angus puts 5 more of Lawrence's lots under the gavel, including the 2 copies of Armorial Families by Fox Davis
35.
and the early 20th century Cloisonne ware dish.
At 32.
Isn't this exciting? I can see why you lot come back every day.
Now last, but certainly not least, it's the giant ceramic pumpkin by Kate Malone.
Oh, this is actually something very special. 400 a bid. At 420, 440, 460, 463 of you bidding. 480, that's settled it.
Which is a lot
500
for a pumpkin,
500
isn't it?
bid. 540, 580, 600, 640, 680. Was this a gift from her to you?
It was, yeah.
Yeah. 720, 760. You might want to get a few more vegetables off her. 800, 900, 1,000 bid.
There's a flurry of bids from 2 online bidders desperate for that pumpkin.
1,700, 1,800 for Lawrence's pumpkin. 1,900, 2,000.
Who knew?
2-1, 2-2, 2-3, 2-4, 2-5, 2-6.
Are you sure you've got this right?
2,650.
You better believe it, Lawrence, and it's still climbing.
2-9.
I could buy a whole field of pumpkins now.
3,000. 3,100. At £3,100. We all done? 3,200.
Any more?
3,300. At £3,300, we all done. The gavel is up. I'm selling at 3,300.
Oh, well done, you.
Did all right, didn't it?
Yeah, did very well indeed.
Looks like Angus has made the good impression he was hoping for. All of Lawrence's items have sold, freeing up some space for his downsizing plans at home. But how much will he be taking home today? That's if his adoring fans let him leave Yorkshire.
Look at you. You're like some kind of superhero of the... You're gavel man. You literally, you milked that room dry, sir.
Well, I tried. I suppose, though, the surprise of the day, pumpkins is where it's at.
Well, I mean, yes, it did turn out to be very, very sought after, didn't it?
Well, it's been an absolute pleasure, and I
Thank you very
suppose
much.
you'd like to know how much money you're taking home.
Go on, then.
Well, you'll be taking home £4,293.
Well, that's amazing. I mean, you really have, you worked hard to raise that.
Thank you very well.
Thank you very much. And that would buy me a new pair of trousers to replace the suit that I've just sold for £70.
Overall, we had some fantastic results. I mean, the pumpkin, that was an exceptional price. And I think he's happy. I think we persuaded him auction's the best way to go when he's selling his items, and, well, hopefully he'll think I'm the right auctioneer for the job.
I'm feeling somewhat giddy. I'm on quite a high. Who knew that selling off your goods and chattels could be quite so exciting? Angus is such a showman. The way that he throws the gavel around like it was a cocktail, for goodness sake. And the cravat is definitely a step in the right direction.
Good morning, auctioneers.
Angus has a crack team of 15 porters, cataloguers, valuers and administrators to help him run dozens of auctions a year. But sometimes, when it's all hands on deck and an important new job comes in, he has to go it alone. And with today's customer, he's in for a treat. Chrissy Rock, Liverpool's much-loved star of stage and screen, a stand-up comedy legend and an award-winning actress with a range from sitcoms to art house film.
What is my motivation?
Angus has plenty of motivation for the 4.5-hour trek to the Suffolk village of Fressingfield, where Chrissy lives with her husband Julian, and that's the prospect of finding some great curios and collectibles. The couple first met 6 years ago.
Very handsome, very tall.
You felt something, yes.
Me hand in your balls.
Since marrying Julian in 2018 and moving in together, Chrissy's stuff has been cluttering up the cottage.
We've asked Angus here today, haven't we, because I've acquired a lot of things. And I think what happens is people get loads of things in their life to fill this abyss of emptiness. But at the end of the day, you're all going to die eventually, whether you live in a tent or a mansion. And you can't take nothing with you.
Some years ago, a major health scare put everything in perspective for Chrissy.
I had vulva cancer and I didn't know. And I just thought, that's it, you know, in your life. But you have to keep positive.
Julian also recently had his own battle with skin cancer. Now both happily in the clear, Chrissy and Julian have decided to donate the money raised in the auction to cancer charities.
I'm not going in this to make a killing, but anything is a bonus. And as long as it helps out the charities, that's all that matters.
Hear that, Angus? Failure on this one is not an option.
Here we are. Right, go meet Chrissy. Hello.
Oh, Angus, you all right?
Yeah, I'm very well, thank
How was
you.
your journey?
It was all right, long, but, you know. it's
Come
all
in,
right.
I've
Thanks,
made you
thanks.
loads to eat.
Oh, right, OK, thanks.
This is my husband, Julian.
Hi, how are you doing? You're all right?
Nice to meet you.
Yeah, good, good.
Welcome to our little home.
Yeah, brilliant. How on earth did you end up in, you know, Norfolk, Suffolk?
It is.
Right.
Born 5 miles up the road.
All right, so proper local lad.
Very local.
Yeah, and how do you like it here?
I love it.
You started off as a comedian, is that
Yeah.
right? Yeah.
I was in a pub, and it was a rough pub, and the act never turned up. So I said, I'll sing a song, but not realising that the organ hadn't been tuned since Moses was a lad. And I'm singing like Les Dawson's playing the piano, and then I just started doing comedy.
So it all came just by chance, really?
Yeah,
Yeah.
just by chance.
The thing I'm most interested in is the award for the best teddy bear. Was that, did you play a part as a teddy bear, or?
No, I won Best Actress.
That's no teddy bear, Angus. Chrissy fought off some stiff competition to win the very prestigious Silver Bear for Best Actress at the Berlin Film Festival in 1994.
I just turned professional and then got offered to do Lady Bird. And I couldn't believe it when I got the lead role in it. Emma Thompson, Isabella Rossellini, this one, that one, all big actresses. And I just swept the board.
Wow.
They stuck me in this big posh hotel. And they went, oh, I suppose you've never been in a posh car before. I said, I've been to loads of funerals, of course. I've been in a posh car, what do you like? But it was unbelievable.
Yeah, so hands off, Angus. You're not taking this one. One of Chris's biggest acting roles was hotel manager Janie in the ITV sitcom named after a popular Spanish resort.
So that was when I done Benidorm. I made a plate and decorated it, and then I took it in and used Sark's chick and Sheila Reid. So they're all on there.
I mean, is the plate something you let go, or?
Yeah, fill your boots.
One for the van. Angus can check this out in more detail back at the auction house.
Shall we have a look round and see what there is to potentially
Oh,
go?
yeah, we'll have a little nose. You put the kettle on, lad.
Okay, tea or coffee, Angus?
Tea would be lovely.
Yes, show us what you've got, Chrissy.
So these are some of the bits I've got.
Oh, right, OK. Well, I recognise one of those. I mean, iconic badge.
The famous His Master's Voice logo dates back to 1909 when it was adopted by the Gramophone Company Limited. It was based on a painting by British artist Francis Barraud of his late brother's dog Nipper, listening to the voice of his old master after he passed away.
To me, everything's got, like, social history.
Yeah.
Who listened to that? Who danced? What were they doing? Because that was what you call a takeaway one.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? If you went in your car and you went for a picnic, you play that. I love the crackle of it.
Yeah.
This is from World War II, from prisoner of war camp, where they made it and played games. To think, were they starving, were they hungry, and the only bit of pleasure they had was this that they made.
Yeah. There's a whole collector's market of prisoner of war items that people collected and made, and you see all sorts, right back, you know, not just the Second World War, First World War, but even back to the Napoleonic era. It's quite
amazing.
incredible.
So the few bits upstairs, or do you want to go and see what's in the garden in the summer house?
Yeah, let's go to the summer house. Brilliant, thank you.
Come on, lad.
Comedian, actress, antique collector, and there's even more to Chris's talents.
Oh, so you're a painter?
I like painting, yeah.
Do you sell your artwork, or?
Well, I could flog it if you wanted
Yeah.
to, see if someone might buy it.
Yeah.
So it's just therapeutic.
Bit of escapism.
Yeah.
Is that something you've always done from a young age, or?
No,
come
not
lately?
really. I like anything tactile because I couldn't read all right till I was 27 nearly.
Oh, wow. To
Yeah.
go from that to, you know, winning awards for being an actress.
It was unreal. My agent though said to me, never learn to act, Chrissy. Because I just be myself.
Yeah.
I once thought about going to elocution lessons.
Yeah.
And I thought, shall I? but I don't think I could quite keep it arctic like that.
I don't know. That sounded rather good, Miss Rock.
Chrissy has not disappointed. Do you know what I love about her? She's just that same girl from Liverpool that she's always been, and ended up, you know, where she is, multi-award winning actress, comedian, and you know, what a career.
Chrissy's let Angus loose to go hunting by himself and start loading the van.
Liverpool's famous for a lot of things, but one of them is, of course, the Titanic.
The Titanic was built in Belfast but registered in Liverpool. Although she never actually visited her home port, over 90 members of the crew came from Merseyside.
I am totally obsessed with the Titanic. So it's got a big, massive Liverpool connection. And sometimes I think, I must have been on that in one of my lives. It's just the history of it.
It's arguably the most famous ship in the whole world, you know, and famous, sadly, for the disaster. It was world-breaking news when it happened, so there was lots of publications about it. So these newspaper cutting supplements, different pages from the Sphere magazine. It's a great little archive. I mean, these, you know, they're a nice decorative set, and people are always fascinated about the story of the Titanic.
Chrissy's love of social history and art come together on another one of her hobbies, making accessories for her reproduction Georgian dolls' houses.
I had this doll's house for ages. I made that, put the rolling pin on, and then that is talcum powder. They're just nice. Sometimes you get lost inside them. Oh, Angus, I've been evicted.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
What got you into dolls' houses?
I don't know, I just think because I had all brothers and I never had girly things, you know what I mean?
So there's something you've got into later in life?
Yeah.
Nothing's off limits for Chrissy. Raising money for those cancer charities is so important, she's decided to send her biggest doll's house to auction.
I've enjoyed my doll's house. Let someone else enjoy having it. At the end of the day, whatever money's made, it's going to the charities, you know, so they're benefiting from it.
After 4 hours of snooping around Chrissy and Julian's home, Angus has a nice little haul of memorabilia, antiques and collectibles to take back to Kirby Moorside. But with plenty of room still left on the van, he's checking Julian's shed to see what else might be up for grabs.
Might be a bit tricky to get that out, but that's actually the oven from part of a range. So a range is like a fireplace, if you like. It would heat water for the house, and it was to cook on. Ranges were popular right through the Victorian period and earlier, right through to the early mid-20th century. And they just make a great feature. Nowadays, somebody now would probably reset that into a wall just as a quirky interior sort of decorative piece. That could go.
And with the oven out of the shed and loaded onto the van, Angus is done.
Right, that's me all done.
Oh, Angus, can't thank you enough.
No problem, that's all right,
It's
very
been
welcome.
lovely to meet you.
And you too, yeah.
I'm sure you'll do the best for us.
Yeah.
See where it ends up, could go far and wide.
Oh, well, you have a safe journey, and we'll see you at the auction, won't we?
I wonder what items were the hardest to part with for Chrissy and Julian.
For me, it's the doll's house. I've had a lot of pleasure with that now, you know, let someone else.
I think the plate should have stayed, personally.
Yeah, he's upset over that, so we'll see on the day.
Very much looking forward to it. Just got to try and keep my hand in my pocket.
Really great couple together. Some interesting items. I don't think it's going to raise fortunes, but anything we do raise is going to go towards some very good charities. They've had cancer, both of them, and come through that. So it's great that they're supporting other people that will be in a similar situation to themselves.
It's a cause that means so much to Chrissy. Let's see how much Angus can raise for her on auction day.
Oh, you're right, Mark.
Hi, Angus. Yeah, how was your trip?
Long, but good.
Back at Kirby Moorside, with just 2 weeks until auction day, Mark's helping to get all of Chrissy's items off the van so the team can get cracking with researching, photographing and cataloguing everything in time for the sale. Angus's mum Caroline is helping toy and modelling expert Nick catalogue Chrissy's reproduction Georgian doll's house.
It's been very well done, hasn't it?
Yeah, it's
The
nice.
detail is excellent.
They're generally regarded as toys now.
Yes.
But originally they weren't. They were educational pieces. They were to teach young ladies the art of housekeeping. The earliest ones are the mid-16th century.
Yes.
Dolls' houses were originally called baby houses, referring to the scale of their design rather than the target market. It was only in the early 20th century that they began to be marketed towards children.
What's nice about the ones these days is that you get a lot of lighting and so on.
Yes.
Try the electrics then. It doesn't
But
work.
I think, yes, this
Little
looks
button
like
there.
it's got a button. Oh, look. Splendid.
Pretty funky, isn't it?
It is.
Across the auction house, Angus is taking a closer look at Chrissy's plate.
Well, for any Benidorm fans, this is an absolute must because it's a bit of a one-off. Chrissy got this done, she made it, got all the cast to sign it and just sort of had it fired. So it is quite a special piece that she's let us have. Denise Welsh, Tim Healy, Brian Murphy. And we know, you know, this is a genuine thing. It's come direct from Chrissy, so the provenance is there. She's got it all done. It's a great thing and it's iconic.
Chrissy and Julian have made the 240-mile journey to Kirby Moorside to see everything go under the gavel.
Morning.
Hello, love.
Good trip up.
Oh, lovely.
Hey, I think you're quite excited for this, aren't you?
I am, I can't wait.
Yeah. And I suppose that the one lot that
Yeah.
you know you're probably most hopeful for is your painting. Do they generally make a lot of money? Have you sold any before?
There's one live in York, don't they?
One
We
lives in
delivered that the
York,
other year.
Yeah. And how much did you get for that?
I got 20 quid.
20 quid. So if I can beat 20 quid, I'm doing well. Okay, it's a challenge. Well, why don't we come on in and have a look round?
come on.
Yeah.
Go on, let's go.
Wow, look at it in here. Isn't it lovely?
Oh, look.
Oh, the doll's house. Look at that.
You enjoyed
I did enjoy
designing
it.
it, laying it out,
It's a bit emotional, but it's baggage, so it's gone.
but it's going to a good home, so that's
Well,
the
I
main.
hope so.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Chrissy, she's going to add something to the sale room. Not quite sure what, but she's a character. But they're also giving all the money to charity, so we want to do as good as we can. And yeah, hopefully there's some big Benidorm fans out there, and things are going to sell well.
It's almost time to lift the curtain on today's auction.
Not long now, Chrissy.
Emma and Heather have already booted up their computers to oversee today's internet bids, and Eleanor has donned her brown coat for portering duties. As everyone grabs a seat and Angus takes to the rostrum, let's get the show on the road.
Right then, we go on to this amazing collection.
That's me bits.
Oh, look.
First up is the Georgian-style double-fronted doll's house with some figures and furnishings that were handmade by Chrissy.
I've got a couple of bids on this. 85, 95 on commission, £95 wrap. At 95 it is, then somebody rounded up. 100 anywhere is it now? That's cheap for a house nowadays. Then at 95, at 95, and at 95, 100 anywhere is it now? Surely at 95.
Sold to a buyer in Ripon at the top end of the estimate.
That's a good start. Yep, that's...
The second lot is the number and letters game, made by prisoners of war in the 1940s.
So these are quite unusual. £30 start me, £30 a bid, 30 bid at £30 it is, then at £30 at 30, at £30 2, 5, 8, 42, 5, 8, 50, 50 a bid at 50.
Oh, they're
it is,
getting
then at
away, they
£50 at
appreciate
50,
them.
50. We're all done at 50. I'm selling the games at 50.
Sold at the top end of the estimate again.
They got on to good, yeah.
Next up, another piece of history. It's a pair of framed clippings from the Sphere magazine dating from 1912.
The Titanic interest, £30 start me. Lovely frame says, isn't it? £30 bid, thank you. £30 a bid at 30. £30 it is, then at £30 at 30. We all done at 30. Anybody else want a bit of Titanic history? At £30.
My granddad was on the Titanic. He's still on it now.
My stars.
Now for the old range oven Angus rescued from Julian's shed.
Makes a nice feature, doesn't it? Put it into a wall, £20 for it. £20, £20 at £20 for the range. There we go, 20 bid, 2, 5, 8.
Go on, help it along, go on.
It is for the range at £28 at 28, 30 fresh bid at £30 at 30. It's online now. It's on the net then at 30. All done at 30. I'm selling then at £30.
There was some dough in that oven.
Well, yeah.
Now for something a little more abstract.
The lot you've all been waiting for. You didn't know it, but Chrissy Rock is actually a very talented artist. There we go. Now, I'm going to try and get a world record for your artwork today.
Yes.
You've told me what you sold one once for before.
25 quid.
I've got £30 bid at 30. It's a world record at £30. Let's go. At £30 it is, then at £30 at 30. Found the abstract painting there at £30. You can get the back sign dedicated to you if you really want at 32, 22, 35, 35.
2 online bidders are interested.
38, 40, £40 it is, then at 40, at £40 it is, then at £40 it is, then. This is history in the making. This is a world record price for any of Chrissy's artwork. At £40 it is, then at 40.
Come on, let's get a bit more.
Sold to an art lover in Cheshire.
Well, that's all
that was good.
Over the next 15 minutes, Angus puts 12 more lots of Chrissy's under the gavel, including a lot comprising of a vintage washboard, 3 gin bottles and a walking stick.
Then 28.
And the mid-20th century HMV wind-up portable gramophone.
I'm going to sell at £40.
That's all mounting up.
It's the last lot of the day. The plate signed by the cast of Benidorm.
Oh, no, this will be sad to see go.
Chrissy, you made this, didn't you?
Well, not the plate. I sort of painted it.
And then you got all the cast to sign. I mean, it's signed by a lot of people, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's been on the wall, but now's your opportunity to have it. I go straight in at 40, 50, 55 at £55, 60, 65, bid at 65, 70 is it now? At £70, 75, 80 is it now? £80, 80,
Look at
85,
that
90 is
that's
it now?
really going.
£90.
There's 3 online bidders fighting it out for the plate.
100 is it now? £100 surely up, 100, 100, 110. £110 it is then for the plate. £10 it is then at 110. 120, 120, 120, 120, 120, 130.
Julian just can't bear to see such an important memento of Chrissy's career leave their home.
160, 170, 180, 180, 190, 200 is it now? £200 at 200, 210 it's at 210 it is, at 2...
Kill him now.
At £210 it is, then at 210 I've got online at 210, 220 then at 220, at £220 at 220 it is, then at 220. I'm selling then at 220.
And Julian wins back the plate.
Make sure he pays me.
I couldn't see that going.
He's not taking it. You're not taking that out of my housekeeping.
As Angus brings the curtain down on the auction, it's time to tally up the grand total for today's sale. The money raised will be going to cancer research, a cause very close to Chrissy and Julian's hearts.
Hello.
Hello.
You're
Here
right.
he is, well done.
You can come every sale.
I was fabulous.
I mean,
I made up because some of it we knew was worth more than it sold for, but it's only worth what someone wants to pay for it on the day.
Yeah.
And we've had pleasure out of it and joy, so it's nice to see it move on. So how much do you reckon we've made?
Oh, well, £852.
Wow, that's
So-
all nice, isn't it?
Good. Well, thank you ever so much. It's been an
Oh,
absolute
thank
pleasure.
you.
I mean, I think they've had a brilliant time. I think Julian's probably more emotional about the items than Chrissy is, you know. But ultimately, they've had a fantastic day. They've really enjoyed it, and, you know, we've raised some money for charity.
I just enjoyed it. It was so fast.
I know the plate is a bit of a sore subject at the moment,
I didn't realise you could bid with your head.
but that was coming home whatever happened.
It's been a lovely day.